What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Limitless Podcast.
Welcome.
So, as we always say, there's a lot that's been going on. There's a lot that's going to continue to be going on.
But you know what? We're in that dead period where...
Sorry, dads. I'm not even going to say dads. Sorry, sports fans.
It's going to start sucking.
This is the dead period. I was just talking to my other best friend about this, and he was like, bro, it's like 60-something days, 70-something days. Bro. It's a dead zone.
I just remember growing up as a kid, like, this was the period in time where sports were just, I mean, and no offense to those that love baseball, but watching baseball versus playing baseball is two completely different things.
You have to have
only baseball.
You have to have a genuine love for baseball,
Bruh.
like right now.
I mean, and watching the College World Series right now, where it's LSU versus Florida.
Yes,
I find myself like actually watching
what's going on
9 innings, but it's only because
it's LSU.
I'm invested because
you're
it's
invested.
LSU.
You're invested because it's LSU.
But bro, after this, oh my god.
After this, it's so. On my behalf, I found myself learning about. So I love soccer, right?
Yeah.
But I found myself learning about the different leagues and the different competitions and tournaments.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is a lot.
It's a lot.
Like, this is
because I mean, you got Premier League, La Liga, MLS,
and I think right now, USA tied Jamaica in the CONCACAF or something like that.
I'm not even going to try and say
championship. But prior to that, they played Mexico. They beat Mexico, and that was a hell of a game. Not even gonna lie, that was a very interesting game. Like, ref had to pause the game because it got heated. Like, they were literally out there hooking.
Oh,
like, it was good. But anyway, today we will be, reaching into the future a little bit since they've already came out.
Yep.
We're going to reach into the future, and we're going to talk about the 2024.
Yep, 2024.
2024 SEC schedules for a few different teams. Of course, we're going to talk about LSU. Of course, we're going to talk about Georgia. And we're going to also talk about, a couple of the newcomers. And in particular... and
who we think has the hardest
schedule. We're also going to give 2 spaces to 2 teams that neither of us truly care about.
Yeah.
But they have one hell of a schedule. And we can't overlook it.
Yeah.
So with that being said, LSU. We'll start with LSU, and I have the LSU schedule pulled up over here on the screen.
And you're going to see it right here in the middle of it, so don't worry about it.
So LSU schedule. I'm gonna run through these real quick, and then we have the gauntlet highlighted. So USC, Nicholls, UCLA, South Alabama, and then the gauntlet starts. We got Arkansas, Florida, Alabama, Roll Tide, Sooners, Ole Miss, Vanderbilt, South Carolina, Gamecocks, and A&M Aggies. Sir.
Yeah, what's up, man? So I'm not gonna lie, like I'm highly interested to see how LSU handles that schedule because, I mean, we're playing USC in Nevada. Pseudo neutral spot, but it's more
USC.
It's more USC.
It's more USC. It's literally right there.
That's gonna be interesting because, let's be honest, at that point, Caleb Williams is gonna be gone, and USC doesn't have a defense, or they haven't shown to have a defense. I don't know how.
You know what? I didn't even think about that. He was gonna be gone. He is.
Caleb Williams is going to be gone. Probably Mario Williams, the receiver, is going to be gone.
Yeah.
They're going to lose some pieces, and they're also built through the portal. So that's going to be interesting to see how that goes. Nicholls, it's Nicholls. UCLA will be interesting.
No disrespect, but
no disrespect. I mean, it's just tiers to this. You know what I'm saying? UCLA will be an interesting game because UCLA had our card. Or had our number last year.
Year before, I think.
Yeah, like the year before. Something like that.
3 years ago? Something like that.
Edo's last year. They had our card over in LA. South Alabama, not really worried about. But then when we get into that gauntlet,
Yeah, you start. Your gauntlet starts. Well, the date is TBD, but your TBA actually. Your gauntlet starts with Arkansas.
And so if it's going to be based off of
What
how
we
they
see
have
here,
what we
which is
see
on
here,
yeah.
I'm not too mad at how
FBS.
they got it started because Arkansas uses that as a cold game.
Yes.
That we're playing.
Yeah, it was sleet, ice, snow, wind.
Yeah, I mean,
all of that, this, that, and the third.
And if we play them in warm weather, that'll be nice. It'll be more advantageous for us, especially since we're playing them in is that in Arkansas?
Yeah, you're playing them in Arkansas.
Yeah, that'll be
you're playing
in
them
Arkansas.
in Fayetteville.
Florida, we don't like them. They don't like us. That's always going to be a tough game. Alabama, good God. But at least we have them in Baton Rouge that year. Then
I'll play the newcomer.
Then we play the newcomer in Oklahoma.
Who's going to be looking to make a statement.
Yeah, and we were talking about this in pre-production, is that I'm not really convinced that Oklahoma is going to be that good because I personally feel that a lot of people still are looking at Oklahoma through the lens of Lincoln Riley being there.
And
where they have an offense and their defense is subpar.
Yes, to add to that, no disrespect to Oklahoma's defensive players, but in general, that's an offensive team.
It is, and you're right. And I guess the other thing that really makes me question how good they're going to be is their head coach. Now, Brent Venables, he was there when Bob Stoops was there, and he was a great defensive mind.
He's going to be he would be the only question mark that I would put there as far as y'all possibly losing that game because he's a defensive mind.
But the thing is, with him being a defensive mind, is the offense going to be as
productive?
Yes, because if they're not, LSU's going to win that game.
I think the only thing that's so outside of him being a defensive mind, the number one thing I feel like that is going to separate, and I know we're going to get into Texas as well. The only thing that is going to separate those two and help them essentially is because now kids are going to see and understand that now I'm going to the SEC. Bro. Period. Like that alone holds its weight in gold.
Yeah, it does.
Because you know you're going to get second and even a possible third chance to make it to the college playoffs and win a national championship.
I definitely feel like the way that they have not the way that they have the schedule tailored, but the fact that they added Texas and Oklahoma, that's going to bring more talent.
Yeah,
just naturally.
Yeah, it's natural.
Because, I mean, look at it. Texas A&M, those are the two schools that they rule Texas.
They run Texas.
And now the two biggest schools, at least football wise, are in the SEC.
Are in the football conference.
And hell, you can even add Oklahoma as a portion of that because a lot of high profile recruits that come out of Texas either go to Texas A&M, or Oklahoma. And the fact that we have all of them in the SEC now, that's going to make more talent want to come, at least on the southern portion of the U.S.
Now with adding those two, now you truly have the football region on lock.
Yeah, you really do.
Like, it's on lock because the SEC never had an issue with defense.
No.
And then as the offense, now you have at one point you had defense here, you had offense, kind of, teeter-tottering. Mm-hmm. And now you have the offense here. Defense stayed here.
Yeah.
Now you're adding in Texas and Oklahoma. So that just bumps things up even higher.
Yeah.
And now you got all the other conferences, and yeah, they're gonna be like, oh, they're gonna eat themselves. Yes, they're gonna, the SEC is gonna eat themselves to a certain degree.
Oh yeah.
But whoever comes out of that is gonna wreak havoc on anybody else that they play.
I don't know if I fully agree with that, because, like you said, the SEC they're going to cannibalize themselves.
Yes.
And what's to say the team that comes out didn't just come out by the skin of their teeth? And
you're saying health wise.
Health wise, exactly.
That definitely play a part in it.
When we meet in Ohio State, or when we meet a USC in the playoff, they probably didn't have to go through a gauntlet like this.
That's true.
Now they're coming in fresh. They have legs. You know what I'm saying? But just going back to this, so after we hit Oklahoma, then it gets pretty normal. We hit Ole Miss, Vanderbilt, South Carolina, and then we cap it off for A&M. I mean, just looking at it, I don't think it's that tough.
Scale of 1 to 10.
Scale of 1 to 10, I'll probably give it a... Scale of 1 to 10, I'll probably give it a 7.
Okay.
Because, I mean, and the only reason I say that is 7, maybe 8.
The only reason why I would essentially say you would say this because these 4. This gauntlet of 4 right here.
And if they replace, South Alabama with, let's say what we got this year, Florida State, then it's
that's gonna hurt.
That would be scary.
That's gonna hurt. All right. So, moving on to...
your Bulldogs. So now going through the Bulldogs schedule, let's see. Y'all got Clemson, Tennessee Tech. Okay, yeah. Y'all get Florida, UMass. All right, Georgia Tech, which is y'all have to do that.
That's true.
Alabama, Auburn.
Yeah, our gauntlet starts there.
Yeah, that's where it really starts.
Yeah, our gauntlet starts there. Our gauntlet starts on that one.
Yeah, Alabama, Auburn, Mississippi State, Tennessee, Kentucky, Ole Miss, and then y'all cap it off with Texas.
So, the only game that the only two games that draw my attention. The Florida Georgia game is always fun. Yeah. But the only 2 games that draw my attention with this schedule is the Alabama game for obvious reasons, and the Texas game, which is at the very end of the season. And the reason why I say Texas is because they're the newcomers. Texas is going to be looking to make a statement. Yeah. Because you're playing the defending 2-time champions. Yes. Georgia's going for a 3-peat. Will we get it? That's up in the air because there's still a lot of things going on.
Well, and this year they'll be...
Oh, no, they're going for 3-peat. Yeah, I'm talking about 2023. Yeah. So 2024 season, if we get 3-peat, we'll be going for 4-peat. That would be amazing. But with this schedule, I work with a lot of Texas. I work with some Texas fans, and
it's only natural that you work with Texas.
Yeah, it's we're gonna. I'm like,
they can stop that.
Like, bruh, first of all, push pause. I'm gonna need y'all to get through. Let's see what y'all do this season before y'all start talking about
next season.
Because this season, I truly feel like Texas is genuinely on the ropes because. What have y'all done over the past few years? Bro. Like, let's be honest about it. What have y'all done over the past few years?
They look good on paper.
But what have y'all done on that field that makes teams like, oh snap, we got to play Texas?
Bro, it goes back to what we were talking about in our previous episode, which you'll see up top, where we were talking about Texas being ranked 5. Like, what have they done?
With the 2024 schedule, I ain't gonna lie, I'm fearful for my Bulldogs because
I respect this schedule.
Yeah, what the hell ever. You gotta respect the previous schedules, but we're not gonna get into that. I will admit one of them was, a bit of a cakewalk, but it's not our fault that the SEC East is weak. It's not our fault.
I don't blame y'all for that. I don't blame you for that.
So there's not a lot to talk about with Georgia, because we are who we are.
So now I pose the same question that you posed to me. 1 out of 10, what would you rate this with your unbiased opinion?
Unbiased opinion, 6.
That's fair.
Unbiased opinion, I'm gonna rate it. Unbiased opinion, I'm gonna rate it a 6. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna genuinely give it a 6 because of. I can't rank it higher than that because of the other 2 SEC teams that we have that we're going to review. So I'm gonna give this a 6 because. Okay, just hold that thought. I'm gonna give them a 6.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to.
I will respect your opinion on that.
This one. Florida fans, y'all 2024 schedule is hell.
I don't even like y'all. I feel bad for y'all.
I don't even like y'all. But y'all schedule is hell.
Bruh.
And I mean hell in the sense of
and what's
y'all pissed off Hades. Y'all pissed off somebody. Like, I don't know who y'all need to go talk to.
Honestly,
y'all pissed somebody off.
It honestly feels like somebody just does not want Bill.
Somebody got a vendetta against y'all. And for those of you who are Florida fans who have not looked at the schedule, let's go through it.
I'm going deep dive.
Miami, Samford.
Okay.
And then y'all start with. And then it goes. UCF.
It's a gauntlet after that.
Yes, I can't even think of a word that's worse than maybe a beheading, potential beheading at this point. You got UCF,
which
Georgia,
is tough.
Florida State, Kentucky, LSU, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, Mississippi State, Tennessee, and y'all cap off y'all season with Texas as well.
Well, y'all getting slapped left and right. Like
y'all have one. Just looking at the schedule, I'm going to say y'all have one game that is going to allow y'all to get y'all shiznit together. And that's Samford. Because after that,
bro,
ain't no coming back.
I'm telling you, man, like, and once again, we were talking about this in pre-production. I cannot be mad.
This is a 10.
If they, that's a 10.
This is a 10.
I cannot be mad if they go 500. If they go 500, like
if they go 500, they should be happy.
They should be happy because I'm not saying that they don't have the capability of beating those teams, but once you're going back to back to back to back,
the odds of
at some point your health is going to come into question. Your depth is going to come into question,
bruh.
If you don't have the depth, and you're okay, bro. You hit Georgia, then you hit Florida State.
Yes.
You're going, bro.
Them two alone. And then you got Kentucky coming through the back door like, what's up, fam?
And then you go, then LSU's coming to town. That's always a rough game. Like, bro, I feel bad for y'all.
That's
like,
a 10. That is a 10.
That's unfair.
That it is. That is a genuine 10. Now, once again, let me just say this. This is the 2024 schedule, and some things may change or whatever the case may be. But if that stays...
If it stays locked in like that, because all these teams are locked, we just don't know the order.
The order.
But if it stays that order... Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't see what order that would make this any easier.
There's the only possible order that would make that easier is if you moved Mississippi State up like right underneath Samford, so they would potentially have 2 games to possibly work on some things. But then that makes it worse because now you have zero breaks.
You have
everybody. And I'll say this again. Texas is looking to make a statement against all current SEC teams.
You're always going to get there. I mean, because think about it. It's just like how when Missouri came to the conference. Missouri came in and it was just a flash in the pan. They won the SEC East.
Yeah, I think it was.
They won the East.
Yeah, however they had
in their first year, and since then you haven't seen them.
You haven't
heard about them.
And that's the thing. Same thing that I say for Texas and Oklahoma. Although I will say I feel like they'll make much more of a splash than Mizzou. But they're coming in with the mindset of we about to wreck y'all. We've been trying. Y'all been saying the SEC is the strongest conference. We about to come in. We about to wreak havoc. All current SEC teams and all of them are gonna have to show why they need to stay.
They are.
So, but I'm sorry, Florida. That's not fun. So Florida's schedule is definitely a 10. Moving on to one of the newcomers, we have Oklahoma's schedule. Oklahoma has Temple, Tulane, which I don't think Tulane is gonna be a cakewalk.
No, it's not.
And then after that, they hit their gauntlet, which is Texas, Auburn, LSU, Missouri, Alabama, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Ole Miss.
I don't see a break in that one.
I'm gonna say that's a 9, simply because I only see one game where they have a break, which is the first one.
Being honest, like Temple is always, they've always been that school. They're always tough defensively.
Kind of hanging out in the shadows.
Yeah, bro. Bro, those are some like, they're hard nosed. They're hard nosed. Out of Philly, like they are some hard nosed cats. I played them in college, bruh.
They're hard nosed.
Was not fun.
Like, yeah, you might beat us, but you gonna feel it. You gonna feel it.
And
like
Tulane, like, bro. I don't know what's been going on with Tulane, but they beat USC last year.
I actually love Tulane's story because of what transpired, like with the Hurricanes and all that, and all of them, like, and them having that horrible previous season, and then a full 180, like. Welcome to Tulane. This is what we do.
What wasn't it USC that they beat in the bowl game?
Yes,
bro.
Yes, those Vegas odds was astronomical. Whoever placed those bets on Tulane got paid.
But it also goes back to what we talked about in previous episodes about transfer portal.
Yes.
Now I feel like we're coming at this based off of what we know these teams or what we knew these teams to be in previous.
And who's and the guys that have the guys who have committed to them these upcoming seasons.
But I'm telling you, this transfer portal is just making it even across the board, because now all these teams are starting to get talent, because
pick and pull.
You can, for instance, Georgia, right? They can have all the talent on their team, but not everybody's going to play. So at some point,
they're going to leave. Somebody's going to leave because the guys, I got to showcase myself because I'm trying to get to the league.
And that's where it makes teams like Temple, Tulane.
It makes them appealing because I can go there and I can start. I can hit the field immediately.
And it makes it scary.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I think it makes it more scary for your bigger schools, because it's like, we just had 5, potentially be like, we just had 5 4-star, 3-star recruits go to Tulane, go to Temple, and they're starting immediately. And don't get me wrong, they are legitimately better than my starter. So,
bro,
it's like I know what you're capable of, but I just can't give you that attention. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna go over here and I'm staying.
And I'm telling you, that's what makes these schedules even more interesting, because before the transfer portal, when we saw Tulane, we've been like, okay.
They got what they got, and they can't get anything else.
But now...
Oh, yeah, they can. And the last one is...
So you say you would give this one a 9?
They give this a 9. I'm going to give this a 9 because they only got one... And like you said, Temple is going to be a tough game, but if I have to pick one, I'm going to say Temple is their precursor. Precursor to this gauntlet that they have. So the last newcomer for the SEC is
Tejas.
Tejas has I would say, so they have Colorado State Rams,
Michigan.
They got Michigan, definitely not a cakewalk.
The UTSA.
UTSA.
That'll be a tough game.
That's probably gonna be a tough one.
ULM's
probably gonna be a cakewalk. And then their gauntlet starts. Yeah. Oklahoma, Arkansas, Gators, Bulldogs, Kentucky, Mississippi State, A&M, and then they end their season with Vandy.
So I'm gonna tell you, I think this is a 6.
This is a 6.
And the reason why I say that
I'll put their same. Sorry to cut you off. I put their schedule in the same. I put their schedule in kind of in the same category with Georgia's. I'll give them both like. I'll give Georgia. No, take that back. I'll give Georgia a 7. I give this a 6.
I was about to say I would rate this lower than Georgia because simply off the fact that you're playing Michigan, which is a great out of conference game. Not arguing that, but if you look at this gauntlet, right, they aren't seeing Alabama.
No.
Or LSU.
They aren't seeing Alabama or LSU.
Only big one that they're really seeing is Georgia. That's why I would rate it a 6.
Yeah, they're not even seeing Tennessee.
Because I mean, they got really 3 games to prep.
Yeah.
For their
The Michigan game, they're not going to be able to prep for that one. You're going to have to come in and play. Yeah. And like I said, we're basing this off of what we've saw Michigan produce over the last few years. So Colorado game is prep. Michigan game not prep. UTSA maybe not prep. ULM is more than likely going to be prep. And then you have to have your stuff together because
you got your Red River.
You're playing Oklahoma in a neutral. Yeah, I mean,
now,
it does Texas.
The one thing I am happy about with them doing the SEC's was it 10 game? No. It's
it was 8.
I think something like that.
Yeah,
it's that they are at least honoring the rivalry game. So of course you have your Oklahoma.
You're going to Oklahoma.
And then you have Texas playing Texas A&M, which. We haven't seen that.
That's going to be a nice rivalry. You got,
a lot of people from Texas love that game.
Yeah,
they just haven't been able to see it
because you got Texas and Texas A&M. It's like you said, you have the two schools in Texas that are running football.
Your country boys versus your frat boys.
Yeah, that's literally what you have.
All in all, I would rate this a 6.
That's a 6. Sorry,
for me, I'll rate this a 6 in regards to competitiveness, but for nostalgia purposes, I would say it's probably like an 8, just because you're being able to not only continue to see those rivalries, but you're being able to see rivalries that we haven't seen
in a while,
in a long time.
Yeah, and in all honesty, I mean, we live in Texas.
Yeah,
I actually might even go to that Texas A&M game. Texas A&M,
and it's in College Station.
That's right. Yeah, hour or so up the road. I think it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, that'll be
so. Good, our last review for this schedule is a team that is probably only in the SEC for 2 reasons: their baseball team and the fact that they probably are one of the smartest colleges.
It is one of the premier institutions.
Yeah, one of the premier institutions of the SEC, and that is Vandy.
Them good old Commodores.
Vandy's schedule is not favorable.
Not fun.
At all. And I say that because, and then I'll go through it, I'll say their schedule is not favorable because of the talent that we have saw come through Vandy over the last few years, which hasn't been much. With their schedule, they have Virginia Tech, Norfolk State Spartans, and then their gauntlet begins. They have SMU,
Georgia
State, Auburn, Kentucky, LSU, Missouri, Alabama, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Texas. Bro, that's an 11.
Bro, that's
an 11.
I honestly I rate that and Florida. That's probably harder than Florida because I'm looking at through the lens
Florida
of
got a 10. I'm giving them an 11 simply because of the lack of talent that has been coming through Vandy.
That's the
and they gotta go and they have to go and play this schedule.
Yeah, bro, and I mean because I know more than you. I'm more in tune with the transfer portal and recruiting, and bro, I can't think of any notable recruits that went to. They transferred to Vanderbilt.
They went to the baseball team. They went to the baseball team, or they went to go actually learn.
Bro, this is
at the school. That schedule is once again same thing. Whoever pissed off. Florida and Vandy need to hire private investigators.
I mean, dude, I know, I understand life ain't fair,
but that's just wrong.
But bro, that is like
they need to hire private investigators and go be like, bro, what did we do to y'all? Like,
bro, Greg Sankey, why did you let this happen? Because
what did we do to y'all,
bro? That's
an 11, and I feel bad for Vandy fans because, bro, come on. At some point, with somebody being a Vanderbilt football fan, you're going to want your team to start winning, and you're happy to go to the games. Ain't nothing happy about this schedule.
You know what? And we didn't even talk about this in pre-production, but it just makes me think of this question, right? Vanderbilt, they bring down the talent of the SEC, football-wise.
Yes.
So at some point, you're going to want to cut off that dead limb because it's not doing anything for you.
It's not. Nobody is transferring to Vanderbilt to play football, or nobody is accepting. If you get a full ride, or if your parents play, if your dad played there, or if your mom played sports there, then it's like it's a legacy type deal.
But bro, like I don't see them staying
in the SEC
that long, bro, because at some point viewership for their games is horrible because
you can kind of put them in the same category with Colorado, and I know we're just kind of slightly, to the right a little bit, but you can kind of put them in the same boat as Colorado. Like
how so?
How long has it been since Vandy has been relevant in football? How long has it been since Colorado has been relevant in football? The only reason why Colorado is relevant now is, obviously, we both know the reasons why, and everybody knows the reasons why.
Yeah.
Vandy would have to do something of that caliber to get people back in the stands and back to buying tickets. Otherwise, you're left with the latter. You're left with severing that dead limb. Now you have Texas and Oklahoma coming in, which is now going to further take away from their viewership.
Yeah. What are they providing?
What, other than baseball and you being a premier educational institution, what are you providing? And solely we're just talking about sports. Like, education is a major part of it. Even if Vanderbilt did leave the SEC,
but sports brings in
it's not gonna. Yeah, the education is not gonna deteriorate.
No,
but on a sports level, on a football level, what are you providing me at this point?
I mean, you can even go further than that. I mean, because all these institutions, yes, they're great for academics, but at the end of the day, these are businesses. What money are you bringing in for me
outside of the baseball team?
Yeah,
and and no disrespect, if there's any other team on Vandy that's also bringing in, but I just know baseball is a big thing for Vanderbilt.
I mean, we just gotta keep it a bean. Like, for all these schools, even though they, like, for instance, LSU, they have a great gymnastics program. They have a great baseball program. They have a great basketball program.
Across the board.
Football is what is bringing in the most money to those athletic directors, to the institution.
Yes.
And I would say that is the same across the board.
As far as the SEC, yeah, I would agree with you on that. Yes.
And so I go back to what I said. I just don't see them staying that long, man.
I think eventually they'll either have to step outside of the box and do a Colorado Dion type situation, or they're gonna be left with moving out or getting kicked out of the SEC, because you got Texas and Oklahoma that's gonna come in, which is gonna bring in football money. Period. End of discussion. Like, that's not even a question if they're gonna bring in football money. It's a matter of how much.
It's not, man.
Leave us your comments on these. Like I said, you'll see the schedules posted. You'll see the schedules posted up. You'll see our rundowns on the schedules.
Yep.
for those of you that went to some of these colleges or are potentially going to some of these colleges or are currently at some of these colleges, tell us. We know things are being said on campus. We went to college as well, so we know things are being said on campus. So tell us, comment, make sure you hit that subscribe button. With that, we do have one other thing that I want to discuss with you real quick. Even though we're not heavy watchers of this particular sport until the back end of the season and playoffs, the NBA.
So, for those of you who aren't aware, of course, NBA draft just concluded, 2 days?
Last Thursday. Last Thursday.
Some great picks, Victor Wembanyama. They had the two twins go in the top 5 first time in NBA history.
Love that. I love that. I wish they would went to the same team, but it was nice that they both went though.
And then, but I mean, after the draft, that's usually when a lot of dominoes start falling.
Mm-hmm. And boy, did they fall.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of transition going on. So, for those of you who aren't aware, the Boston Celtics recently traded Marcus Smart to Memphis Grizzlies.
Dumb decision for Boston. Smart decision for Memphis.
And okay, so just building on that topic, I'm in the camp where I don't think it was a dumb decision. I think it wasn't great, but it wasn't good, it wasn't bad. I'm kind of indifferent about it because
you're even kill.
Yeah, I'm even kill because
I think it was dumb.
The only thing that for me that Marcus Smart brought to the Boston Celtics was he was that Draymond factor. Played great defense. He was a spark if you needed it, right? But if you're looking at how Boston plays basketball, they had too many point guards.
He don't necessarily fit that. He didn't necessarily fit that system.
Yeah, they had too many point guards on the court.
And that's where I think, and that's where we disagree at. Not with them having too many point guards on the court, but yes, he was that Draymond factor. Mm-hmm. And if you look at every championship team over the course, every basketball championship team over the course of the past few years, they've all had someone, and we can coin this. They all have had a Draymond Green type player. And I'll go even farther back to say before Draymond, it was Birdman for the Heat. It was Haslam for the Heat. Mm-hmm. Every championship team over the past few years have always had that guy that was like,
it's hard to put your finger on it, but you just see what he brings.
That gritty, hard nosed, like, I'm not gonna necessarily give you 30 points, but I'm gonna stop him from giving you 30.
I'm making an impact.
On the game. So the reason why I say it was a dumb decision is because yes, they lost the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yes.
That would have been much worse without Marcus Smart there, in my opinion.
I think that's fair.
And you now remove that factor. So who on the Boston Celtics is going to be that emotional, hard-nosed, gritty, Draymond Green factor type player? Who? Like, who's gonna take on that role? As of right now, unless something happens before the season starts, I don't see anybody on that roster taking that role.
It's not gonna be Tatum. It's not gonna be Brown. Those two don't speak enough.
It's not gonna be Al Horford.
Not gonna be Al Horford. Not gonna be White.
So who you're left with now?
I don't see it in Brogdon.
It's not gonna happen. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm standing on what I'm saying. That's not gonna happen. Now, on Memphis' side,
oh, I love it.
Beautiful move.
You got somebody there outside of just being able to play basketball, which we know that Marcus Smart is a hell of a basketball player. He wouldn't be in the league, but you finally have somebody that is going to be able to put a foot of Ja Morant's ass if needed be.
Chokehold, bro. put you in chokehold.
Because I don't see Marcus Smart being one of these guys that's intimidated by whatever.
Intimidated by Marcus Smart wasn't intimidated by LeBron. You think he's gonna be intimidated by John Morant,
bruh? Like sit down, little boy.
It's a great move for Memphis for two reasons. It's a great move on the court for Memphis because now you have, now you have somebody that can back up. They're not gonna take shots at players like Dylan Brooks, but in the event that he does decide to take a shot, he can back that shot up with actual gameplay.
Yeah.
So that's how you change that on the court. Now off the court, like you said, you have somebody that has been in the league for a while, that has maturity, that is, we don't know it, but I firmly believe is going to have a discussion with Ja Morant. And we're never gonna know about it.
Like, bro, we not gonna
have, bro. We have a chance to do something phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna need you to get your shiznit together.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that portion of it is what I most like about it, because now he has the opportunity to have somebody, to have a leader on and off the court.
No, I completely agree, man. I completely agree. And then from another piece that we saw, a lot of players are starting to go through contract negotiations, like or declining. No, they're going through contract negotiations because Draymond
$27 million decline, I think.
I thought it was either 19 or 20. It was something.
That was
And then
it's more than what I make.
Yeah, and then you had Middleton, which you just told me about this.
40.
The $40 million. That
40.
It goes back to what we talked about last episode. At what point is this selfish?
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying? Like
you know your worth. Yes.
Yes.
But you also have to understand, I feel like greed sets a part in it. And also realizing who you are. Like you ain't that. You're not that guy.
You're not him.
No. If a team, so $40 million option, $40 million player option, he declines, which makes him an unrestricted free agent.
Yeah.
If that is the case, I don't see another team just, we want Middleton.
Yeah, I mean, because he was overshadowed by Giannis. You know, I mean, it's just,
and
I don't see another team wanting to pick up that bill.
No, I don't either. And the last three-way trade was Poole went to the Wizards.
Yeah, Poole went to
Beal
Wizards.
went to
Phoenix.
Which I
think that's a great move.
And Chris Paul went to
Golden State.
Another
great move.
I think for Chris, the window is about this big for Chris Paul right now.
Oh, the window's shut. the window. And I'm not even saying that to be funny. I really am not.
It's
just like, bro. Okay, so he's been in the league, and correct me if I'm wrong. He's been in the league longer than LeBron.
Yeah.
And bro, like,
he's been significant over the last 5-6 years. He's been significantly injury prone.
I thought last year was his chance.
Last year was
to get that ring, but I'm really happy for him to be on this team now because if anything, he's gonna be a six man in my opinion.
He's still and he still has a great mid range shot.
Yeah,
like his mid range is still on point.
Yeah.
The question is, can he? The question is, and the question that has been for the last few years is, can he stay healthy through the course of the season?
And that's why I think him coming off the bench will be.
I mean, you don't got no other choice but to come off the bench.
Exactly.
Like, what else are you gonna do?
Exactly. I mean, because you got Steph, you still got Clay, you still gonna have Wiggins. We don't know the whole Draymond situation.
Yeah, we don't know the whole Draymond situation.
I assume that Draymond's still. I think
is Kuminga still. I can't remember if Kuminga's still there or not.
Yeah.
But Poole is gone. And with him, and just to side note, with him, I think with him going to the Wizards, I think now he's gonna really see what it takes to lead a team.
Yeah,
because you walked into the
greatness.
Golden Gates.
You walked into greatness.
You walked into greatness. And we don't know if it's true or not, but for the little things that had been said about playing time, and then Steve Kerr actually made a statement regarding that.
Yeah.
To me, you need to understand that, like you said, you walked into greatness. There wasn't a lot that you need to do. You could take these ridiculous shots because you got Clay, Draymond, Wiggins, Curry that's gonna help cover this. So you can still Looney that you can take those shots.
Yeah, but now it's you.
You can take those shots on this team, and y'all still will probably win the game.
But now it's you.
I want to see you take them same shots when you get the court for the Wizards, and let's see what happens.
That's gonna be a rough one.
He's gonna truly realize that the grass ain't green over there.
No,
you should have stayed where you were at, and you should have kept developing. Because you were there with greatness.
Yeah, you were.
You could have kept developing and then took over that team.
And have an opportunity to just learn and grow.
Or developed enough and then go. And then go to a different team like the young man that plays for the Spurs that was giving the Warriors. I think it was giving them help.
You mean Fox? De'Aaron Fox?
Yes.
From Sacramento?
Yes. Yeah, I said Spurs. Yeah. From from Sacramento.
Yeah.
Giving them hell.
He was.
So that's what you want to see.
Yeah.
Poole, I'll take Fox over Poole.
Oh yeah, in a heartbeat.
I'll take Fox over Poole.
And man, I just of course I don't want to see anybody fail. But I'm just hard pressed to see that he's going to be a centerpiece.
I want to
see to build around.
I don't see it.
I don't see it.
I just
right now, based off what we've seen, what we know, I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Unless he just has a marked change.
Yes.
This year,
yes.
Which we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We will see.
But man, I am happy. Like I said, I'm happy for Chris because. If anything, I mean, I wanted to see him play with LeBron because they are so tight.
Yeah.
But if anything, this is his last chance, in my opinion, to get a ring.
It's definitely his last one.
It's his last chance to get a ring.
Yeah, it's definitely his last chance.
And then, I also feel that, Phoenix is going to be scary. So yeah, my thing is I'm happy for Phoenix. I'm interested to see how they're going to do because now, of course, you have Booker. They have what he said he really wanted. He didn't want to leave to go to a super team, but he wanted to have a super team there.
He wanted to have one built
around him, and to have him. KD can play with anybody.
Yeah, KD can still play.
And now you have a actual shooter.
Yeah,
and Beal,
who I feel like he is legitimately hungry because, I mean, come on, let's be honest. Whoever talked about the Wizards games?
You only talked about Bradley. And at the time, John Wall. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much it. I don't even think, was that games on national TV? I'm just...
So, man, I'm excited to see what's going on. I mean, and of course... There's going to be a lot of moves going on in the NBA because it's just getting started.
It's just getting started. I will say this as we wrap up. If I have to hope for someone to win a ring, I have to hope for Chris.
I would say Chris and Damian. Because I see Lillard leaving.
And so my only issue with Damian is...
What issue would you have?
I don't even know if it's an issue, but it's just like a rub the wrong way. On the court, no issues.
Okay.
It's the off the court,
what off the court?
Just let conversation. It's the social media back and forth. Same issue and it's not just him. It's the same issue that I have with Durant. Y'all gotta learn. Analysts are going to critique you. analysts are going to talk about you.
Yeah.
You have to get to a point to where you're just like, whatever. So, and not the whole yes, if somebody directly takes a shot at your character as a man,
then say something.
Then say something. But if it's pertaining to you talking about the super team, like teams that have made super teams or teams that have put together guys to create a super team, like, so what? Like, and I say so what because that's the way that the league is now set up.
It is.
Like,
it is set up that way.
You are in the same boat that JJ Watt was in when he was at Houston. You are loyal to your city until it's like you just can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I think that's where he's at.
For me, you've been too loyal to Portland. Like, and I said the same thing with JJ Watt. I know we're talking about football, but you were too loyal to the Houston Texans, bruh.
He should have left 2 years ago, in my opinion.
Period.
He should have been gone 2 years ago.
And so it starts to give that sour feeling when you're talking about teams that have put together guys that have left their current teams or their secondary teams and they've put together a team and created a super team, and they went to the finals, or they went to the conference finals, or they went to the NBA finals, and whether they won or lost.
Yeah.
That's not here nor there, so don't speak on it, because if you don't have that opportunity, then by all means. But if the opportunity is presented to you and it's not about winning championship, bull. 100% bull. You are not about to sit up here and tell me that your goal was just to make it to the NBA or the NFL or the NHL, whatever, to make it to a professional, to make it to the pros and just make a lot of money and play ball. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to go back to this. Charles Barkley, when they start talking about chips, you got to go sit at the kiddie table. I love Charles, but I guarantee you if Charles could do it all over again, Charles want a chip.
Oh, yeah.
The guys that make it to the pros that don't win a chip, bruh, it's something still sets within them. Even if they do make it to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
There's something still embedded within them, and it's like, I didn't win a chip. And then you got this 19-year-old that comes out of high school, comes out of college, gets on the team, and they go all the way and they win a chip.
Jordan Poole.
Yes. But you got something to say.
Bruh. Man.
No, that's just my rant.
I see. I want to see Damian win one. So
I would love to see him win one.
I want to see, like you said, him and Chris Paul win one.
But I don't think it's gonna happen.
We'll see. We'll see. But I think that's a great place to wrap it up.
Because
you about to get going again.
I'm about to get going again.
But I mean, look, that's just currently what's been going on with the NBA.
About championships don't matter.
We know that there's gonna be a lot of moves taking place.
A lot.
Who knows? I mean, of course, like we said, Draymond, he's going back into contract negotiations. He may not be in a Golden State jersey next year.
That's gonna be, if he's not, that's gonna be interesting. To say the least.
You got Middleton.
That's gonna be interesting.
Want to see what LeBron's gonna do. There's a lot of things at play. A lot of dominoes that still haven't fallen. That who knows what's gonna happen.
And we will be covering them.
Yeah.
all.
So, hey, do us a favor, like, comment, subscribe. We want to know, what do y'all think is the biggest domino to fall in regards to the NBA? And just going back to our previous subject, what do you think about the current slate of SEC schedules coming up for the 24 football season?
Yes, I really want to get y'all thoughts on that.
Because like Vaughn said, we didn't go through all of them. We just went through those that are more pertinent with us, and of course the newcomers, and then who we just thought had the tougher schedule.
Yes, and if your favorite team is not in the SEC and you feel like they have a rough schedule, post their schedule in the comments. Send us their schedule so we can look at it, so we can talk about it. Be on the lookout for us starting to go live live when these sports articles and these moves start to drop. We will be going live in the future on Instagram, on Facebook, so that y'all can interact with us, so we can get y'all these things quickly.
Yeah, get more of our live response.
Raw response.
Live raw response.
And most of mine is gonna come while I'm at work, probably.
I'm telling you.
So guys, we love you. We thank you guys for watching the Limitless Podcast.
Yes, sir.
And with that, guys, deuces.
We out. We got dinner to go eat.
Yes.